before I begin, I've been doing videos about money, you understand, on the old channel and in the new, and for all my conscious people that are not part of the conscious community, I want to let you all know that I'm still woke. I haven't went to sleep. The only point that I'm making as far as dealing with money is that regardless of whether you're asleep or whether you're woke, you have to have it. You have to have it. You need it in order to get to where you want to be in life. But at the same time that I'm striving to get that money, I know that it's nothing but a fiat note, 75% linen, 25% cotton, with a white man stamped on it. And that in reality, in the real world, because this is bizarre world to me, in the real world, his currency means nothing. And this is the way that he's controlling people as far as dealing with his currency. So now that we got that out in the clear, you know where I stand at. I'm still woke. I still know what the deal is. You understand? But on the other end, we still need it. Right? All right, let's go. I'm going to be rich because I know what it's like to be poor. You see, I've been poor all my life. And being poor puts you in a situation where you make poor decisions. You understand? You date poor people. You have a poor job because, of course, if you're poor and you're working, of course, they're not paying you nothing but minimum wage or a little bit above in order for you to keep afloat. I know what it's all about being poor. I could go days and days upon days and telling you what it's like to be poor. I know what it's like to not have money than to have money. And it bugs me out when people say this. I buy stuff because I ain't used to having shit. What? Like, if you came from humble backgrounds, right? You should definitely be able to at least somewhat budget your money. If you're not used to having something, then I think a natural reaction would be, let me hold on to it so I won't ever lose it. And see, that's what our grandparents did. They hardly invested their money in anything. They were too scared to invest. They were too scared to gamble their money away. So what they did is they kept on saving and saving and saving and saving. And this is the reason why Big Mama and your grandfather, when they died, they had $20,000, $30,000 saved for you. For some black folks, that is. So I don't get it when people make a certain amount of money and they splurge, or they go out and they get the car, the house, the big car, the this and the that. Let me tell you something. I'm going to be the same person if I'm making $50,000, $80,000, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000. I'm going to know exactly what I'm going to do with my money each time I go up in the tax bracket. I know exactly what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to stick to the script. It's investing, save. If I can buy a house with cash, I am. If I can pay off my car or buy a car, I am. I'm going to make investments as far as dealing with my children. Whatever they want to do. If they want to go to college, I'm going to put away a college fund for them. If they want to open up their business, that's going to be money available for them. I just don't understand how somebody that, let's say, for example, a person that wins the lottery, how they don't have a plan. Straight up, I just don't get it. Money is money. Yeah, true indeed. Let's say, for example, I won $365 million, right? Yeah, I'm going to stop and be like, wow, I'm going to be overwhelmed. And the whole idea of just having money and being black, it's going to be like, wow, I'm a millionaire. But then something's going to kick in. And my basic instinct is going to say 365 million is like $365. Now, some of you all may sit back and say, Langston, it's crazy. 365 million is not like $365. It is not. But it is if you're budgeting like you're supposed to. This is the reason why when I was in Raleigh, this is my word, I could give you stories upon stories upon stories of days of being poor and then coming up. I left Greensboro, North Carolina, right? Left Greensboro, North Carolina. Chick didn't want to be with me, but she talking about some shit like, oh, you know, we can still live together. Nah. I'm not paying half of the rent and you blowing off the next dude in the next room. I'm not doing that. Don't play me like that. I'm out. Peace. I ain't had no strings attached to her. I told her she could have the furniture, all of that. I'm gonna start all over again. I wound up moving in with this pretty Ricky, dropped me off in Raleigh, gave me $20. Yo, seriously, this is a true story. He knows it. He knows the story. He picked me up from the girl from my townhouse at the time. I only had like 2 bags on me. I ain't have no money. I was broke. He dropped me off in Raleigh, and he gave me $20. That was the last $20 I had. I wound up messing with stupid ass, should I say his name? I ain't gonna say it. But dumbass from Confessions of an Ex-Nubian, I forgot his name. But anyway, the character that I gave. But anyway, he's irrelevant anyway. Wind up dealing with him, right? I wound up working for him, selling bootleg movies at first. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had no money. I worked up. I opened a bank account, Wells Fargo at the time. But now it's, no, not Wells Fargo. It's First Union at the time. And then it went over to Wachovia, and now it's Wells Fargo, right? So I put $5 in the bank each time. Each time I got paid. You know what I'm saying? Each time the dude paid me, right? No lie. I used to go to the teller and they used to look at me like I'm crazy because I used to have a slip and it had $5 on it. But that $5 turned into 100 turned into 2, 200 turned into 3. And next thing you know, I had about $3,000 saved in my savings account and I had money on me. The point that I'm making is I used my brain and I worked with what I had available and I chopped it up just like I would chop up a piece of pie. You give me $300 right now, I'm gonna make that shit work. And this is what money's supposed to do, black people. Money is a tool, it's a resource. That's what it is. And you should treat it as such. But the minute that you start bullshitting money is gonna what? Say it with me, bullshit you. I'm not going out getting no Louis Vuitton belt. I made $365 million. I'm not even getting a Louis Vuitton belt. What I need it for? Straight up, that's my word. What do I need it? Listen to. I'm trying to drop jewels. Pick them up. Listen to me. Hear me out. This is my word. Hear me out, yo. Seriously. I had a belt prior to the $365 million that was doing just fine. It was holding my pants up just fine. Hold up. Pop the collar. Even though this ain't no collar. Pop the V-neck. It was doing me just fine. I had no problems with it. Why in the fuck, when I made $365 million, I decided that I needed to get a Louis Vuitton belt? That doesn't make sense to me. Let me tell you something. You put a penny in my hand, I'm gonna turn that goddamn penny into fucking $10 in the next day. Trust and know that. Give me money and I'm telling you I'll make it happen. Plain and simple. Goes back to what I'm saying. I know what it's like to be poor. And as I get more money, I start making intelligent investments so that I can never be broke again. I'm scared of being poor. Being poor is scary. It's scary as shit. Yo, let me tell you something. A comedian said this, but I'm gonna use it. The fat dude, I forgot his name. Lavelle Crawford said it, right? He said, man, you could take me into a haunted house. Black people ain't scared by no ghost. Black people ain't scared by no goddamn werewolf or no shit like that. Have a motherfucker call a black man's house, a woman's house with bills. That's what's scary. Calling saying we gonna cut your lights off. That's what's scary. Calling saying we gonna cut your water off. That's what scares black people. That's what scares me. I know what it's like in Greensboro, North Carolina, when I couldn't pay my water bill. They cut the bitch off. They had a big ass orange sign on the front of my door that said that this house is condemned. You can't live in a house that doesn't have running water. You know what I had to do? I had to go to Kroger's. And I had to get like 10, 20 gallons of water to pour in my toilet to flush it. to wash my dishes, to heat up, to wash up, to get a bath. You think I want to go back to that? You sadly mistaken. I know what it's like to have 2 evictions on your credit. Having to sleep over your man's house on your man's couch. Having to go back home to your mother. You think I want to go back to that? I know good and goddamn well I'm going to be rich because I'm too scared. I'm too scared. I don't want to go back to being poor. I know what it feels like. And you should too. So your decision making for as whatever money that you have, it should be right and exact. Every person as a black person, decision making should be right and exact. And I don't want to hear that BS about black people ain't used to having money and blah. If they not, then why is it? Every tax season, you all go out and get stupid shit. Your actions don't speak for your words. If you're not used to having stuff, then guess what? You would hold on to your money. Every year when I get my taxes, I don't even see it because it goes to bills. This is the reason why I could do videos back to back to back to back like this, because my bills are paid up. You know what I'm saying? My rent is due this month, but I pay my rent like it back in, what is it, April? Back in like February. And I have rent due this coming month, May the 1st. It's gonna be paid. Matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I got a plus $600. So this month I only have to pay, my rent is $1,600. I only have to pay $1,000. Yo, man, I just don't get it. I don't understand how you can say that black people ain't used to having money, and that's what justifies them doing dumb shit. It doesn't make sense. I know, because I'm not like that. Let me tell you something. I was like that when I was 16 years old. No lie. My grandfather sent me some money. He sent me $100, right? I went out, and that was Super Nintendo was out, and I got R-Type or some type of video game, right? And it was like $50, like $45 or something like that. It was half of it, and then the other half I might have bought some sneakers or something. By the time I got to around 19 years old, my whole thought process changed. No, I messed up with the car with my aunt. That was a little too much for me. But I started off good. I had 3 jobs. That's when I was 20. I had 3 jobs and everything. Let me take that back. I had 2 evictions around when I was about 25. That's when I started wising up. I started wising up at 25, and I was like, yo, whatever money I get is in the bank, is here, is there, is on rent, is this and that. And ever since from 25 on up, I've been this way, man. I put it to you like this, man. How can I have money? It's 2 things, right? Two ways of looking at this. How can I have money, right? If, like, say for example, my rent is $12,000 in total a year, like in total. You see what I'm saying? So it's $1,000 a month. So let's say for example I owe $4,000, right? I've been there for 6 months. I got 4 months to go to, either renew my lease or move somewhere else, right? It's $4,000 in debt I'm still in. So the $4,000 I have in my pocket ain't mine. That's how y'all gotta start thinking. If you owe someone, the money in your pocket's not yours. Second thing, this is for all you millionaires and billionaires, the 1%, 5%, 7%, whatever, right? How in the hell you got money? Unless you have offshore accounts. Now, I'm not talking about offshore accounts. Money elsewhere, currency elsewhere, gold. You see what I'm saying? Things like that, platinum. Not talking about you. I'm talking about the regular nigga that got bread and that's all he has. He doesn't have any assets, no offshore accounts, nothing, right? How in the world you got money and your country, the country that you live in, is billions of dollars in debt to China? How? Oh, let me take it back. I'm gonna say it like Donald Trump. China. Facts. If you don't believe me, go to Wall Street. Oh, if you live in Charlotte, go uptown. They got the NASDAQ and all that shit all around I think it's the Wells Fargo building. If it's not, it's across the street from there. Somewhere in that area. Your country's in debt. And you talking about I got bread. You ain't got shit. You look like a goddamn idiot as a rapper on these videos with money. And it may not be real money, because you can go online and purchase $100,000 of fake money for, I think, $30, $40, something like that. I don't know what to say, man. I'm gonna be the same person, regardless of however much money I get. And if I can't handle it, then I'll get someone. I'll get an accountant or someone that can handle it. But I don't see how I can't handle $365 million if I can handle $365. And please don't leave the bullshit in the comment section. I'm telling you that I'm still gonna do the same thing that I normally do. Yo, you may think I'm totally insane when I say this. Have you ever have you ever bought $1 million worth of toilet tissue? I want to hold it right there. Right there. I'm gonna ask you the question and I'm gonna pause on it. Have you ever bought $1 million worth of toilet tissue? No, you haven't. But haven't you wiped your ass 1 million times? Y'all don't be thinking. This is the reason why the African American community is broke. How many times do you brush your teeth a day? Add that up to a month. Add that up to a year. Add that up to 10 years. How many bottles of toothpaste do you need? Because I know, if I talk about dish detergent or laundry detergent, y'all gonna say, well, if I had $365 million, somebody be washing my clothes and washing my dishes. So somebody gonna you gonna pay somebody to wipe your ass too and brush your teeth? You want some coming to America bullshit? You don't think. You just don't. You just don't. And that's the problem. And this is the reason why you get, or the other way, we're too generous. Like MC Hammer. You all think that MC Hammer really went broke because he splurged. First and foremost, if you're making a sufficient amount of money, if you're in a certain tax bracket, you have to spend a certain amount of money. You have to. This is the reason why you see all these rich folks, they got these foundations and they buying all of these cars and shit like that. Some of them don't want to do it, but they have to do it. That's the first thing. But the second thing is MC Hammer was just too goddamn generous. He went broke because he hired 30, 40 he hired his whole neighborhood. And when the money wasn't coming in, guess what? They walked the fuck away from him. When it wasn't coming in like that. So the reality of it is that MC Hammer didn't go broke because he made bad investments. I mean, I'm pretty sure he did, but I'm more than sure he went broke because he was trying to help out his whole community. So I'm not gonna be that way. I ain't gonna give a fuck about y'all. That plain and simple. Don't care. I got 365 million. I'm Debo. I got 365 million. You Chris Tucker. We got 300. No. Mommy, nah. Literally, Mom, you don't have $365. What I'll do for you is I'll pay your house off, Mommy. I thank you for having me, but you didn't have to. And I really don't know if your intentions were having me. Like, I don't know if if I was just a mistake. That's another story. A whole lot of motherfuckers walking around here that are just straight up mistakes. Like that night, I ain't gonna call out my father's real name, my father's government name. I'll just say that night, my father just forgot to put the condom on. Sometimes it bees like that, you know it. Even, I ain't gonna oh man, y'all gotta be bugging. For real, man. Seriously though. You know what I'm saying? Baby mama, yo, you held me down. I got you. House, car, I got you. Why? Because you the mother of my children. I gotta make sure you straight. Other than that, man, I got $365 million. You don't. And that's the point that I'm making. I know what it's like being poor. I know what it's like. So I'll never be poor again because I know what it's like. This is the reason why rich people date rich people. This is the reason why rich people invite other rich people over on their cookouts. This is why rich people do deals, you know, and network with one another. Busta Rhymes ain't calling me. I can't hang out with him for one night. This motherfucker order a bottle of champagne, and that should be Ace of Spades 1900. 3,000? That's like 2 months worth of my rent. Yo, man, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Seriously, if you got some extra money, you got a raise, you got a bonus, whatever the hell however you got the goddamn money, you found $10,000 on the street. Don't be an NIGGA. Chop that shit up and make it work. Now, out of that 10,000, take 20% and splurge. But the rest of the 80%, do what you know to do right. Don't say, like some ghetto shit, don't say, well, you know what, I'm gonna put a little bit on a light bill, a little bit on a water bill, and the rent is due tomorrow, so I'm gonna put a little bit on that. Some of y'all, I'm gonna end it like this, man. Some of y'all got your stimulus check and gone. Gone. You wearing your stimulus check. Wearing it to the club. Can't take it back because you done fucked up and got something spilt on that Louis Vuitton t-shirt and jeans that you paid it together $1,200 for. That's crazy to me. Let me tell you something, man. $365 million. If I won $365 million, this is my word. And I had a belt, I wear that same belt. Matter of fact, I just stopped wearing the belts and just get my clothes, you know what I'm saying, handmade. But I'm not gonna spend a shitload of money on a goddamn belt just because I got it. That's crazy to me. I'm gonna end it on that note. My baby mom said some shit like that, yo. She said just because you have it let me say it just how she said it. Some deep shit to me. This is what inspired me to make this fucking video. She said, just because you got it doesn't mean you gotta spend it. That shit was like, whoa! I'ma say it again. Just because you got it doesn't mean you have to spend it.